But before we continue, a quick content warning for the following: assault, grooming, transmisia, misgendering, and injury.
What the f is transmisia? Dude, what is that? An attempt to replace the term transphobia. This is to better deflect statements like I'm not afraid of trans people, I just think they're in certain negative context here. The suffix misia means hatred. Unfortunately, the suffix misia is also co-opted by fascist groups. Uh-oh. The fascists have already got their fucking edgeways in on that. Personally, I think this is a very lovely... Sorry, I'm just saying this though. Oh... If I speak, I'm in big trouble, and I do not want to be in big trouble. Look, in defense of this individual, okay, there's one thing they did once that was good. Literally one single thing. They've done videos about all sorts of stuff. They did a video about... Who was it? I can't remember. Wait, look at how they present themselves here. Look, that's what... Pretty good, pretty decent. Anyway, so they've apparently accused this person of plagiarism. So look, at the end of the day, I'm willing to have a little look and see what's what. You know, I'm not here to kind of like defend anyone that doesn't deserve defending just because of certain things. But let's have a little look.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
50 Danish kroner from Hiffer. They look fabulous.
They certainly do. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hello there YouTube, it's been a while and we'll cover why that is and where I've been towards the end of the video. But first, we have something much more important to talk about, and that's the fact that our research on this channel has been plagiarized by another YouTuber, Vengelina Skov, who, after being approached by me, seemingly tried to scare me off using the threat of lawyers. That's right, mere months after H-Bomber Guy released his bombshell of a video on this very topic, someone who has dozens of videos covering Illuminati's death spiral thought it'd be a great idea to just rip myself and a bunch of other people off,
hypocrite as well,
in the exact same way Illuminati did when caught in the act. Oh, it's going to be one of those videos. But before we continue, a quick content warning for the following: sexual assault, grooming, transmisia, misgendering, and injury.
What the fuck is transmisia? Dude, what the fuck is that? An attempt to replace the term transphobia. Oh, because phobia means fear. Right, yeah. This is to better deflect statements like I'm not afraid of trans people, I just think they're in certain negative context here. The suffix misia means hatred. Oh, like misanthropic. Misia, right, yeah. And the opposite of the suffix philia. Unfortunately, the suffix misia is also co-opted by fascist groups. Uh-oh. The fascists have already got their fucking edgeways in on that.
If you like our work and appreciate the research put into each video, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon. You can also support us by liking, commenting, and sharing this video on social media. I'd also just like to take the time to remind our viewers that the statements made throughout our videos are the opinions of myself, the host, based on the evidence I have available to me. They are not and should not be taken as unquestionable fact, which is why we reference everything, because we're fallible. Thus we strive to give you, the viewer, the ability to check all evidence for yourself in order to make up your own mind, which is what the reference numbers in the top left corner are for, being numbers that match up with the reference list found in the transcript linked down below. As such, we encourage all viewers to do their own research to reach an informed conclusion about the topic. Hi there, my name is Ethel Thurston, she, her, they, them.
Ethel, Mildred. Why do these people pick old lady names? What the fuck is that about? Thought Slime calls themselves Mildred, which is an insane thing to call yourself. Oh, my name's Barbara. Hey, my name is Barbara, and I'm a trans woman.
And today we're going to be talking about the fact that Vengelina Skov ripped off literal years of hard work and presented said work as her own in her recent video, Lily Orchard, YouTube's Biggest Creep. We'll also be discussing how she or her management firm, Solaro Management, tried to bluff me into backing down via escalating the matter to their lawyer, which, if you couldn't tell by the video, failed. Now there's a surprise. The work I'm talking about is, of course...
Okay, I don't want to watch all of this. Fucking hell. What is this shit? I want to get to the meat and potatoes. In fairness to Essence of Thought, regardless of what the truth of this is, I do think their videos on Lily Orchard, although dripping in soy, were actually pretty good. Like, I think that was quite a good breakdown of some of the shit that they've done. So, you know, I don't want to... I never like to kind of be like, yeah, you're just completely shit. I'm pretty sure there are actually decent videos. I mean, you can kind of get a vibe of what's going on here, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Graham Linehan. Christian father turns trans daughter into a refugee. They're not a fan of Richard Dawkins. Anti-trans bigots caught lying on camera. Uh-oh. The anti-trans flasher is back. What the fuck is that about? Oh, look, Ronnie Grace Rochong. Oh, this is it, isn't it?
My Little Pony, Pokemon, The Owl House, Kingdom of Hearts, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure, Star vs. the Forces of Evil, She-Ra, Steven Universe, Avatar. The one thing these all share in common is that they're created for young children, being designed fundamentally with the intention of attracting them. They also form the bulk of Lily Orchard's content, both on YouTube and Tumblr, which, considering her history of inappropriate behaviour with minors, is incredibly dangerous. Though before
those camps are looking pretty tempting these days.
Okay, thank you for the tip, but I disavow. Thank you, an Austrian painter. Okay, I just remember watching this video and being like, yeah, this Lily Orchard person seems like a freak. Anyway, let's see. So, the accusation is plagiarism, most foul. So let's have a look and see.
starting with the hard data, the first thing I did when I realised it was being plagiarised was download Scow's video and begin cutting it up into sections. What I found was that a 30-minute section of her 38-minute video, starting from 2032, was ripped directly from mine, as shown in the clips raised into the second higher track.
Ooh.
Though, to clarify one thing, when I went through it again, I did find 2 clips amounting to just over 1 minute 2 seconds that were her own original content. One being a 20-second remark about a book she read as a child, and another 40-second remark about Lily's writing tips, which, aside from as an introductory tool to the Inquo's video, I had absolutely no interest in covering. I'll still refer to it as the 30-minute section, just know that I'm only claiming 12 minutes of it. Now, throughout that 30-minute section, Scow presents 8 screenshots, 8 pieces of visual evidence, which he then spends the remaining time talking about. And it's those 8 screenshots that allow me to confirm, without a shadow of a doubt, that they were ripped directly from my video. How? Well, I'm glad you asked. I will be using 3 data points to confirm that these screenshots were ripped directly from our video. The first, and perhaps weakest data point, is zoom factor and layout. That is to say, not all of the images I took were taken.
See, the thing is, I'm trying to be open-minded to this, and I'm like, okay. Now look, I've got a certain opinion about the way this person looks, which I won't be expressing. So you don't know whether it's positive or negative. You can't prove that, okay? But I'm going to put that to one side. Because I'm like, well, were they wronged? But I find it so difficult to get that fucking invested in like, oh, and then it was 13 minutes, and then I broke it down and I cut it up. Like, yeah, maybe they did this. I don't know. Does anyone care about this? People on the fucking YouTube drama subreddit were kicking off about it. But I feel like H-Bomber Guy has just primed people to, you know, get into this fucking tizzy about plagiarism in YouTube videos. And I think if it's like obvious and massive and enormous or something, yeah, I might be like, okay, that's pretty shitty. But generally speaking, I'm just like, oh. I don't know. I just can't imagine like being this bothered to make a whole ass video about it. I think, you know, at the least you, I mean, if you should probably reference them or talk about it or say, oh, I use this person's video or, you know, make it clear. But I just don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, this is a fucking hour, this is like an hour, 10-minute video about the situation. I make long videos, you know, and make long edits of a stream. There'll be a long edit of my stream that is, you know, like, sure. So I can't really speak on that necessarily. It's just, they've gone out of their way to go and make a fucking hour, 10-minute video about someone ripping a bit of their video or something. It's just fucking stupid.
At the same level as zoom, and when you zoom in and out on a page on Tumblr or Twitter, it doesn't merely pan in like a camera lens, every now and then it shifts things around. Take this example I grabbed whilst writing the script, taken from Stockholm Uber fan, The Last Alicorn. Here is the page at 100%, here is that same page at 175%, and here it is again at 200%. Notice how the layout of the page keeps changing. Therefore, if the layout of these 8 screenshots matches those seen in mine, that is conducive to the images having been ripped directly from our video, since if any of them didn't match, that'd throw the whole thing off. Though again, this is perhaps the weakest piece of data on its own.
Did he stop reading Kick Chat? No.
The second data point, or perhaps points, are the backgrounds and profile pics being used in any given screenshot. Lily Orchard has periodically
Oh my god, dude. I've analysed the screenshots and I have determined that based on my analysis of said screenshots that you have actually taken these directly from my video. I feel like this is a Henry Resilient moment, you know? Like this was happening to... So this was happening to Henry Resilient, where he was getting legal documents and people were screenshotting the legal documents and using him in their content without crediting him. But what did he make a video moaning about people doing that? Or did he just start fucking watermarking his documents? He started watermarking his documents, you know? And he turned what would normally be, oh no, you do this, to fuck it, watermark the documents. And then if people do that, he's winner, because then people are going to know where it came from and go and seek him out. You know? So I just think that's a far better way to do it than whatever the fuck this is.
Is that the title of this video is very ambiguous and could refer to more than a dozen things at this point. Because whether it's racism,
oh,
transphobia,
yo! Hey! They got a win on the Vosh situation.
Updated both her background and her profile pic dozens of times over the last couple of years. That means if the background and profile pics throughout the screenshots match those seen in mine, that is further proof that the images have been ripped directly from our video. The third and final data point is a security feature personalized.
Why is this not working? What the fuck is going on?
To me. As I'm sure you're aware
Hear it.
by now, I am trans, and there is a safety tool out there in use by trans people that changes the usernames and links of users on certain sites based on whether they've been images having been ripped directly from our video, since if any of them didn't match, that'd throw the whole thing off. Though again, this is perhaps the weakest piece of data on its own. The second data point, or perhaps points, are the backgrounds and profile pics being used in any given screenshot. Lily Orchard has periodically updated both her background and her profile pic dozens of times over the last couple of years. That means if the background and profile pics throughout the screenshots match those seen in mine, that is further proof that the images have been ripped directly from our video. The third...
It feels like someone getting so invested in like this like retarded analysis of you're getting too invested in it. It ain't that fucking deep. Like to me, I'm just like, okay, so they screenshotted your video. Literally, who fucking cares, right? Like, do I think it's like a bit of a shitty thing to do? Yeah, sure, you know, but like you do something about it to prevent that from happening in the future rather than fucking moaning about it now. I just think, yeah, just start fucking putting your name on it or something, right? I don't know. Am I wrong on this? Am I missing something? It just feels like such a, you know, an intricate way to go about just being annoyed about something that isn't really that big a deal.
And final data point is a security feature personalized to me.
This is how they make all their videos.
As I'm sure you're aware by now, I am trans, and there is a safety tool out there.
What? Huh? Really? That is absolutely fucking shocking. I can't believe that. Chud's doing a poor job selling why we should care about this segment. Well, I just wanted to cover this because, well, I think it's obvious why, isn't it? I think it's quite clear why I wanted to cover this little. But I don't know. I just find it hard to get super invested. You know, even with the James Hamilton stuff, the movie studio thing was bad, and he was quite prolific in what he was doing. But yeah,
in use by trans people that changes the usernames and links of users on certain sites based on whether they've been voted safe or dangerous to trans people. Do note it is a deeply flawed app. Not everyone green is in fact safe, as we'll see in a second, but it is handy to weed out the reds. Now, I say it's deeply flawed in who it marks green because, you guessed it, Lily Orchard is marked green by default, meaning that enough people have voted her safe to trans people at one point in time to earn a green rating. What's particularly interesting about this data point, however, is the fact that when I first began gathering evidence, I didn't think to manually mark Lily Orchard as unsafe, but that
Hippo character applauds while nodding approval, saying GG. John Sanchez, thank you for the $5. Chud scoping out. No, please, come on. I've got some standards. What fucking effort have they made to being trans? Literally just saying they're trans. I don't understand. I don't listen. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying a single word.
changed halfway through. After all, she did groom trans minors. Yet I only made the switch in the midst of gathering evidence, meaning certain images have Lily Orchard's name and other periphery details in green, whilst other images show her name in red. This means that, in order for Scout's screenshots to have the same colour as mine, she'd have had to, through some cosmic coincidence, install the same app, which is visibly absent from screenshots used earlier in her video, and change it at the very same time I did, whilst gathering the evidence in the exact same order as me. Suffice to say, this data point is more than enough on its own, but I wanted to include the other two to really nail this. If I get a perfect match on all 3 points, that is as close to proof of non-verbatim plagiarism as you can really get, aside from a written confession, of course. So let's start with the first image that appears in Scout's video at 22:16, taken from our Inkros video.
Oh my god, this is so autistic. I mean, yeah, I'd say it's true. They took this from your video. Yes. Vengelina needs to come forward and go, yeah, I did take it from your video, and I'd do it again, you ugly bitch. Or something like that. That's what fucking needs to happen here.
Let's start with the first image that appears in Scout's video at 22:16, taken from our Inkros video as seen at 1:44. Let's overlay that using 50% transparency to reveal that yes,
Am I underreacting to this? I'm just like, oh my god, this is so autistic. Like, what the fuck are you doing? If that ain't proof, I don't know what is. Well, they did do it. I think it's perfectly reasonable to say that they did do it. I mean, I guess it could, you know, it could be from Twitter or something, maybe. Like someone screenshotted it and put it there and they found it there. But I mean, it's more likely they've got it from the video. I'm just like, who cares? Like, I can't imagine they took the screenshots from my video. Oh my goodness, right? You know, it's all you've done is you've gone and you found it and screenshotted it and put it in your video. It's not like you've gone to any sort of substantive. Like, I think, even though like Henry Resilient, for example, right? He's like paying money for the legal documents. And so I think he's in his rights to put his name on it. So he doesn't have it where people takes it and it's like, you know, people then know where it's come from. If you were bothered about this, you'd do the same thing. And you'd put a mark on it to let people know it's yours, that you've screenshotted it. But other than that, it's like, okay, I can't care about this. It's so retarded to me. Am I missing anything here? Am I wrong on something? It just seems like it's overblown. It's massively overblown. And also, like, who's like, you've screenshotted someone else's content then? Yeah, exactly, Peter. Yeah, I mean, can you claim screenshots as a reproduction of someone else's content? Yeah, exactly. Like, you screenshot someone else's post. So is it really yours? You've just taken a screenshot of it. Like, this is, do you know what this is? This to me is the equivalent of complaining about someone stealing your tweet. That's the same level that we're at here, right? This is like making a big elaborate video about someone stealing your tweets. At this point, at least, anyway.
It's a one-to-one match on the zoom factor. Moving on next to the profile pic, since the background is not visible, we see Lily is sporting the exact same smug face on a purple background in both images. Lastly, looking at Lily Orchard's username, we see that it is highlighted in green in both images, making this a perfect match. Moving on to the second image, which appears in Skal's video at 25:36, this one was copied from our video containing Glaz's testimony, as seen at 16:35. Let's overlay that, revealing again a one-to-one match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pic, we see Lily is in her.
This is equivalent to complaining a classmate cites the same website as you while talking about the same topic. This ain't plagiarism, it's just a niche topic with limited coverage, you schizo. But it's intellectual property. But it's a screenshot. I just can't get that invested in the idea that you're stealing someone's screenshot from a video. You know, like, if there's a topic and I see someone's covered it, I'll watch their video about it. And I'll, like, maybe be like, oh, that tweet. Oh, okay. I'll now go find the tweet and screenshot it myself. Like, I don't, you know, I wouldn't screenshot. I don't think I'd screenshot someone's video myself. I'd rather get it myself. But, like, I think complaining about it's cringe. I don't think it's that big a deal, I guess is where I would go with that, you know? You wouldn't steal a car, so why would you steal a screenshot?
Purple phase, and she is using the same image of her avatar on a light background, staring to one side.
Okay, that's
Lastly,
wonderful.
looking at the
But
post
how do I
date
make
and number of
money
notes,
off
whilst
the
not
press
legible in
I
Skal's
think
copy,
can all
we can
agree
just
that
about.
this video is a proof of estrogen brain rot. This trans individual is one step away from dino nuggies and a straight jacket.
Thank you very much, an Austrian painter, for the 333. You're not convinced? I think that they took the screenshot from the video. I just don't think it's that big a deal.
About make out the red colouring, just like in the original, signalling that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end, once again making this a perfect match. The third image, which appears in Skal's video at 23:39, was again copied from our video containing Lily's testimony.
Whoa! What the fuck is that?
Let's overlay that, revealing again a one-to-one match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pic, we see Lily was still in her paper phase so far as the background. Lastly, looking at the post date, account name, note this is Lily's art profile,
Welcome
and
to
number
Chud
of notes,
Nation.
we see that this was
Show
taken
it.
before I manually updated Lily's name on my end, making this another perfect match. The fourth image, which appears in Skal's video at 26:29, was
Show it. Well, I've got to be careful. I don't think it's TOS. It was censored, but fuck me, man. Did they make this website in the post and use the recreation of the website in the post? Otherwise, I don't know how they'd own exclusive rights to the screenshot other people post a report. Yeah. Is this plagiarism? Anyway, they've got some other thing about a video, so maybe that's going to be more substantive.
again copied from our video containing Glaz's testimony, as seen at 22:55. However, it was also shown again in the video containing Mackenzie's testimony, including at 30:29, a fact that will be important when we take a look at how even the stuff said between the screenshots that Skal personally presents as her own original thoughts were copied directly from the personal thoughts of both myself and Levi regarding this very same piece of evidence. So I just wanted to note that quickly. Let's overlay that, revealing again a one-to-one match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pic, we see Lily in her purple phase, and she is using...
I think it's just something about the fact it's so intricate on something that is just so stupid. Do you see what I mean? It's like this intricate analysis of they took the screenshot from your video. It's just so pathetic.
the same image of her avatar on a light background, staring to one side. We also see the number of notes in this one on Skav's copy is just about legible at 1 note, same as my own screenshot. Lastly, looking at the post date, number of notes, and Lily's name, whilst difficult to read on Skav's copy, we can clearly make out the red colouring, especially around Lily's name, just like in the original, signalling that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end, once again, making this a perfect match. The 5th image, which appears in...
It's like, okay, so for example, right, you know, I've put a tweet out before. In fact, what was it recently? Someone's video had a screenshot that from my Twitter, right? I was watching the video and I recognized my own screenshot because it was a screenshot of a quote tweet of a video and the video was paused at a certain point and it was definitely my screenshot, right? And I looked at it. I was like, oh, I just went like this. Oh, that's my screenshot. And that was literally all that I thought about it, right? The idea that I would do a video and go live and go, like, you guys would probably just laugh at me, wouldn't you? Guys, this video used my Twitter screenshot and they didn't credit me. Look, I've done analysis here. And as you can see, the video is paused at this point. And if you look here, you can see the top of the video is paused there, right? And there, you can see that they've used it. And the same pause, you can notice there. So if we do the overlay, you can see that is 100% matched. Who cares? Oh, I know whose video it was. It was Short Fat Otaku's. Hiffer, thank you for the 100 DKK. Hippo character throwing a blazing uppercut into the air while the word KO appears in the background. Short Fat Otaku's video about Aaron Bushnell. Short Fat Otaku, you little thief. You little chasing thief, I'm coming for you. But no, it's just, who cares, bro? Oh, they screenshotted your video. Should they reference you? Yeah, sure. Maybe they should have said, oh, I use this video for reference. But, dude, it's just so... I'll tell you what it is. They've seen the success that H-Bomber guy had with the plagiarism stuff, and they're fucking tapping into that. And they're tapping into it as well because the Vengelina person made a criticism of H-Bomber guy. So they're trying to tap in to the hatred towards Vengelina over having a go at H-Bomber guy by coming out with this video and this hyper fucking autistic analysis. That's what this is. Because this is stupid. Anyone with 2 brain cells could look at this and go, yeah, this is a bit fucking autistic. But if you got a fucking hunger for the plagiarism shit, you're going to watch this and be like, oh my God. Oh yeah. And that Vengelina person, they criticized H-Bomber guy. Ooh, no wonder they were criticizing them. They had something to hide of their own. That's exactly what this is. In fact, I think there's comments like that on the subreddit under this story.
Skav's video at 28:15 was copied from my video debunking Lily Orchard's child predator arguments as seen at 2:16. Let's overlay that, revealing again a 1-to-1 match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pics, we not only see Lily in her purple phase, but this time has her bisexual profile pic as seen at the bottom of the notes. Speaking of notes, there are 6 other notes visible in Skav's copy, all of them containing the exact same profile pic and username as seen in my original, whilst also appearing in the exact same order. Lastly, looking at the post date, number of notes, and Lily's name, whilst difficult to read in Skav's copy, we can clearly make out the red colouring, especially around Lily's name, just like in the original, again, signalling that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end, once again, making this a perfect match. The 6th image, which appears in Skav's video at 28:18, was taken from the same video as before, as seen at 2:22. Let's overlay that, revealing again a 1-to-1 match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pics, whilst we can't see Lily's profile pic in this image, what we can see are the purple background along with 6 individuals in the notes, all sporting the exact same profile pictures as the ones in my original image, all in the exact same order. Lastly, looking at the post date and number of notes, whilst difficult to read in Skav's copy, we can still make out the red colouring, just like in the original, again, signalling that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end.
Oh my God.
Once again, making this a perfect match. The 7th image, which appears in Skav's video at 28:42, was taken from the same video as before.
Okay, we're skipping some of this. This is fucking ridiculous. Oh my God, wait.
And the image, which appears in Skav's video at 28:42.
You're complaining about taking screenshots of a tweet from your video. Dude, this is unbelievable. What the fuck? What the fuck? No way. Literal tweet. I was saying earlier, joking, like, yeah, this is like when people complain about a tweet getting stolen, and that is exactly happening. Oh, you stole the screenshot of the tweet that I took.
2 was taken from the same video as before, as seen at 1908. Let's overlay that, revealing again a 1-to-1 match on the zoom factor. Moving on to the background and profile pics, of course, this is
What is this? Essence of Thoughts, original screenshot. Bro, you gotta be kidding me with this shit. You took my original screenshot without permission and used it in your own video. I hope that Vengelina just tells this freak to get fucked. Honestly, that would be so based. If they just did a video and they were like, yeah, I stole your fucking screenshots, freak. Who cares? Shut up. Get back to making your autistic trans nonsense. They need to hit back hard on this. Don't pander to this fucking loser.
This is Twitter, yet we do see the same profile pic in both Scow's copy and my original. Lastly, looking at Lily's username and tag, we can clearly make out the red colouring, just like the original, signalling that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end, once again making this a perfect match. Bringing us to the 8th and final image, which appears in Scow's video at 33:17 and was taken from our Stockholm video as seen at 16:05. Let's overlay that, revealing, surprise surprise, a 1-to-1 match on the zoom factor. Moving on to profile pics, we see Lily has her bisexual avatar. Lastly, looking at the
Bisexual
username,
avatar.
we can clearly make out the red colouring, just like the original, signalling for one final time that this was taken after I manually updated Lily's name on my end, once again, making this a perfect match. So that's 8 for 8, perfect matches on all images along these 3 data points.
Like the way they're so smug about... This is proven. It's a match on all counts, including the tweet. We have proven beyond... It's... Bro, come on. Really? You really taking this tact with it? Oh my god. The autism is off the charts. Literally. It's completely untrackable autism levels we've reached with this. Yes, they care. They care enough to make a whole video about this. You've just been debunked. Fully debunked.
Points, including one which was personally tailored to my own preferences. That is confirmation that these images were ripped directly from my video. Another data point that the keen-eyed amongst you might have noticed is that every single image, and indeed the very layout of this 13-minute section, follows the exact same order as our series. I was in a lot of distress when I first realised we've been plagiarized.
Oh no! They've taken the tweet! They've taken the tweet! They've taken the tweet! Oh, I'm in so much distress right now! Oh my god! God, imagine if this is the lengths of what you need to go to be distressed. Come on, man. What the fuck? I'm so distressed. They took the tweet! They took the tweet! Oh my god. The face of distress.
So Levi jumped in to grab the timestamps in Scow's video along with my originals, once again proving that he is the best bird a girl could ask for. And he was the one who noticed that he didn't have to jump between videos to do so. Scow had not only...
Wait, what's this?
And he was the one who noticed...
Criticisms. Throughout analysis, she routinely makes it clear that she's barely done any research and she has no clue what she's talking about. Based? Oh, interesting comment here from DK. It's really interesting that these people are able to steal the entire identity and pronouns of females, but they get this mad about someone stealing a couple of tweets. They are female. No, wait, hang on. Are they? No, they're non-binary. No, they go by she, they. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. She doesn't explain how she knows a lot of what she knows. She doesn't explain how or why Lily's actions are harmful in a lot of cases. She constantly centers herself into injecting her personal experiences, opinions, and random musings. She uses a lot of euphemisms and otherwise makes her descriptions and analysis vague, but in a way that minimizes the issue for the comfort of the average viewer, rather than making the video easier for survivors to engage with. Huh? You're complaining about them interjecting with their own views. Dude, what the fuck? You should have copied our video more and been soy about it. Right, let's have a look at this video, shall we? Angelina. What is it? Skov.
Thanks to Balessa for sponsoring today's video. Stay.
They just hit 100k subs recently. Damn, they've been going in on Illuminati based.
The allegations against Lily Orchard are some of the worst that I have ever heard about on YouTube. And I know I've said that before about certain creators, but this is just absolutely awful. And when I tell you, I was not expecting somebody who makes videos about My Little Pony and Steven Universe to be accused of such horrific things. Some of those things also somehow revolving around My Little Pony, which is not great. But all in all, if everything being said about her is true, then Lily Orchard is just a complete creep. And that's putting it nicely.
Is that what Lily Orchard looks like?
Is true, then Lily Orchard is just a complete.
Is that what Lily Orchard looks like? And this is what they present themselves as. Okay. Interesting. Thoughts? I mean, it's completely the same to me, as far as I can tell. Okay, anyway. I don't want to watch this whole video. I mean, they're claiming some of it, I guess, is taken, but not all of it. NSFW, Tumblr, children's content. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a kind of standard kind of commentary video, right?
Noticed that he didn't have to jump between videos to do so. Skov had not only ripped the evidence straight from our videos without crediting, she didn't even bother to change their order, instead going through the evidence exactly as we did. Which is interesting, considering we didn't work through said evidence in chronological order, as evidence in how the safety feature in the screenshots jumped from green to red to green again. Yet Skov would like you, along with her audience and patrons, to think that she came up with all of this on her own. That it's just a coincidence that the screenshots are identical to mine on several distinct data points, including a personalized safety feature and the order in which they are discussed. I think the technical term used to describe such a phenomenon in statistics is absolute fucking bollocks. Skov is not only taking...
I think the van person is an actual woman though, right? What do you mean by that?
For a fool, but her own audience as such in how she genuinely thinks that she can get away with this. So, if you're a fan of hers, especially if you're someone who donates to her Patreon, are you going to prove her right? Or are you going to have some damn self-respect?
Oh my god. So they're calling for like, they're subtly calling for like some sort of cancellation there, right? Dude, that's crazy. Pick a side. I think let her get away with it, to be honest. I'm going to side with a cis woman, always.
About this is just how lazy the strip mining was. One thing you might have noticed is that Skov screenshots are completely out of focus, with the secondary text on many of them being illegible. Yet, my own copies of my screenshots aren't, in spite of those screenshots having been grabbed from the very same rendered video.
Okay, let's skip forward a bit.
Starting with what is perhaps the clearest example of this, the same moment that hit me like a brick.
If I was you, I wouldn't be talking about bricks. That is a deep cut reference for anyone that knows. Okay, anyway.
Namely, this little nugget taken from just after Skov shares the screenshot in which Lily presents herself as a safe way for young people to explore their sexuality by sending her nudes.
But the first thing that popped into my brain was, what if she just asked herself this question so that she could answer it and get people to send her these photos of themselves? And how is she going to vet that the people who are sending them are adults?
Oh, it just popped into your head? Really? You had that thought? So it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that, in our video containing Mackenzie's testimony, I quite literally say the following. Now, I don't know if these messages are sent in.
Oh, look. You can literally just do this now. Look at that. Hey? What do you reckon, guys? I tell you what, right? Essence of Thought is moaning about this Vengelina person not representing themselves correctly. I mean, I've got I would like to put my hand up. I've also got a complaint about Essence of Thought not representing themselves correctly. Okay? What the fuck? Huh? What's this supposed to be? Are you serious? Give me a fucking break, will you?
Testimony, I quite literally say the following. Now, I don't know if these messages are sent in by a particularly fervent Lily Orchard fan, or if she's sending these herself, within minutes of providing the exact same piece of evidence. Like, yeah, I go into greater detail.
Right, anyway, I got distracted because I was being transphobic. Okay,
Starting
wait,
with
come on.
This little nugget taken from just after Skov shares the screenshot in which Lily presents herself as a safe way for young people to explore their sexuality by sending her nudes.
But the first thing that popped into my brain was, what if she just asked herself this question so that she could answer it and get people to send her these photos of themselves? And how is she going to vet that the people who are sending them are adults?
Oh, it just popped into your head? Really? You had that thought? So it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that, in our video containing Mackenzie's testimony, I quite literally say the following. Now, I don't know if these messages are sent in by a particularly fervent Lily Orchard fan, or if she's sending these herself, within minutes of providing the exact same piece of evidence. Like, yeah, I go into greater detail about a couple more pieces since I was covering a broader point, but like, you can see me discussing the evidence and the bit I just played you on the same page in my script. They're not exactly disconnected points. As for the idea that she thought of this from a single screenshot, is it actually—
Wait, what? Huh? Am I a bit... That didn't sound like the same point.
reasonable to come up with that if you have no prior knowledge about Lily Orchard and how she runs her community? I'd argue not. Like, there's a reason I presented a bunch of evidence showing how, anytime there's a controversy—
Do you know who this person reminds me of, actually? Dark Viper. They're very similar to Dark Viper, aren't they? You know, Dark Viper's got his autism about React content, and this person's got their autism about fucking plagiarism. They're two sides of the same coin, basically.
surrounding Lily, she always gets sent softball questions anonymously which allow her to reframe the issue however she pleases. No one would believe it if it wasn't a pattern. So the comment was made in a very specific context, leading it to come out of left field without it. Add that to the fact that, as demonstrated earlier, Scout or someone on Scout's team almost certainly watched our videos to strip mine them for screenshots, and I would argue that this is very strong evidence of her not only stealing our hard work, but our very thoughts, presenting them as her own original ideas. Like, she explicitly states that this popped into her brain, rather than she heard it from someone else and it stuck with her. This was the moment I knew I was going to have to act. I even make the same point as her second question, the one asking,
and how—
You don't need to be in a community to assume that. Most skeptical people would always assume that about anon questions without a pattern. So it wasn't just it's stealing their wording and opinions. But I'm not seeing the stealing of the wording and opinions happening. I'm not seeing it. Maybe this one's going to be the one.
How is she going to vet that the people who are sending them are adults?
This one comes from the Glade video in which I said the following. Lily has confessed that people in her audience regularly send her naked photos of themselves. And while she claims to delete them all, there's no fucking way to check that. This is the same person who went out of her way to violate the security of the Safe for Work section she set up on her server. How can we be sure she doesn't keep them? And how the living fuck can we be certain that none of the minors she has groomed have fallen victim to this? Yet the shit show continues.
What? Are they trying to claim that someone's saying, how do you vet someone whether they're or not they're a minor? Hey, Sean, how's it going? Of course, people are covering the same story with similar points. I don't get this. Yeah, exactly. Like, if the dynamic of being messaged by someone and not being able to verify whether or not they're a minor is obvious. Like, it's an obvious point you would make, and multiple people are going to make that. And this fucking freak is trying to act like, oh no, actually, I said this and you said the similar thing about it, so it must be that you just copied my video. That's just the same conclusion that two fucking people are going to come to. God, this person's such a fucking annoying autistic weirdo. You know, at absolute fucking best, I would say, okay, the Vengelina should have, like, referenced Essence of Thought. Okay? There we go. Boom. Problem solved. Right? And make it clear that you've taken the screenshots from the video or something. But beyond that, who fucking cares? Why would you make an hour, 10-minute video moaning about someone taking screenshots from your video and that they've got similar points to what you made? It's fucking insane.
For whilst I reached the following conclusion in my own video on Stockholm, said narrative is carried over into Chapter 23, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. Twilight's abuse is given a pardon by a professional because it's apparently what Essentia has come to expect from life and she should therefore keep indulging in it. Sweetie Belle is further punished for the actions of a child predator, and the fanfic ends with a very ham-fisted letter by Twilight to Princess Celestia, closing with, I've learned, I think we all have, that to truly be with someone, you have to take the good with the bad. Don't be a fair-weather friend. Take the one you love at their best and worst, or not at all. Your former student, Twilight Sparkle. Now, if you've watched the MLP series, you know that Twilight's letters are the summary of whichever moral lesson has been learnt throughout the episode. Considering this alongside Shy's own feelings in the previous chapter, and the overall message of Lee's fanfic is laid out quite literally in black and white. To report someone who has sexually assaulted a minor makes you a fair-weather friend. That is Lee's main moral lesson to the reader, that you should enable someone who abuses.
I love the, look at this. The faces. This is classic Rant Sona material. Yeah. Now, if you've watched My Little Pony, oh, this is tough. This is a tough one.
Children. That gets taken, reheated.
Oh man. Oh, come on. What? I'm trying to find the right. I'm trying to find the right thing. I'm trying to find the thing I'm looking for. I can't. There's some got a glitch on my keyboard. I don't know what it is. It just keeps doing this. I can't. I literally can't stop it from happening. I don't know what to do. I don't know how long this is going to do this for. Sorry, guys. Bro, oh, let's do this. Yeah, look, they've even got the mole. They've got the old moley in there. Look, that's the only bit that's accurate. That is literally the only thing accurately represented. There's the fucking mole. Look, hey?
You should enable someone who abuses children. That gets taken, reheated, and slopped onto a plate as...
And one character in this essays a minor. One of the friends in the story reports the person who does that, and for some reason the whole lesson of the story is that this makes the person who did the reporting a bad friend.
I especially love how she changed fair weather friend, like in the actual letter, to bad friend.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe they listened to it and took inspiration for their own take. But dude, it's just like, that could still be their take. That could still be their perspective on it. You don't own the rights to a take on something. That's fucking absurd, right? Like with James Summerton, as much as I thought that was overblown, he was like literally taking a perspective word for word from someone and presenting it as their own. But that is like so flimsy. To complain about that, you just look fucking sad and pathetic. But obviously utter retards are eating this up because, yeah, it's free reign on plagiarism. Bro! Dude, what is going on? Bro! My Shiba Inu is worth £223. What the fuck's happening right now? It's literally shot up again. Dude. Diamond hands. We're going to the moon, baby. Yeah, my Shiba Inu is fucking flying. It's overtaken my Ethereum and Bitcoin. My Ethereum's at 164. My Bitcoin's at 52. Let's fucking go.
It's very, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change a few words. Except, you know, I was not asked in any way. Skov just straight up stole my analysis and presented it as her own. We also see something similar in her editing of the video in which Lily admitted to writing Stockholm. For whilst I repeated that specific sentence,
when I started this series, I had every intention on doing something special for Halloween, and nothing could be better than taking a truly bizarre and messed up fanfic and picking through it like an amphetamine-fueled chimp. But which one? There's so many. Fallout Equestria? That's too long.
You invest in crypto, Lamau? Yeah. Why not? Not loads of money, just a little bit. Just for a bit of fun. It's like gambling. It's like fucking gambling, isn't it? You know? My Shiba Inu's been worth about 50 quid. And now it's just quadrupled in value in the last couple of days. Ha ha ha! Let's go!
Fall of Equestria? No. Equestrian pony meat business? I think I'll break my rating limits. Can't do Stockholm, I wrote that one. But then I thought, what about that one, Jerry? The one that started this whole trend of grimdark fanfiction. Can't do Stockholm, I wrote that one. Can't do Stockholm, I wrote that one. Can't do Stockholm, I wrote that one.
Skov goes ahead and slows it down.
Fallout Equestria? That's too long. Fall of Equestria? No. Equestrian pony meat business? I think I'll break my rating limits. Can't do Stockholm, I wrote that one.
Now, to be fair...
Oh, okay. They did take that from the video, but I don't care. Literally don't care.
This particular piece of evidence is weak on its own. It's not exactly a hard thing to come up with. But when taken in the entire...
Okay, we're skipping ahead a bit. We're skipping ahead. This is boring. I'm skipping ahead to the next part. What? Dude, what the... What the fuck is that? I need to listen to that bit.
Though it's not just to say the following.
These are very, very serious accusations. Obviously, it's very, very important to listen to the people who say these things have happened to them.
Oh, you think it's important to listen to Lily Orchard's victims? Well, how the fuck are people meant to do just that when you quite literally refuse to name or source them?
Oh!
Tell me how the fuck they can listen.
Whoa, we got a tough guy. Sorry, tough woman. We got a tough lady on our hands. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Oh, chill out there. Jesus. Why fucking click captions on? I don't care about the defos. But go off, sis. Oh man, this is too funny.
Though it's not just Glade. Lily Orchard's other victims received the exact same treatment. Because in spite of quite literally saying the following whilst reading out Courtney's testimony, repeatedly...
I will, however, link the full post in the description if you want to read the full thing. Again, if you feel like you can handle it, then you can read the full thing. It's in my description.
This was not the case. Again, the only line that even mentioned anyone else was the one that read, "Thank you to lilyorchardgossipblog.tumblr.com for having a lot of resources and screenshots in one."
Okay, no reference to thingy. Misgendering.
Place. And that is it. Skov couldn't even be bothered to reference the people she said she linked, let alone all of the people whose work she stole. At least she didn't until I sent her an email, which we'll cover in more detail in a minute.
Oh, and the
But
email.
what she did the very next day, in spite of her refusing to respond to me, Skov suddenly updated her description. Not only did she now include a link to the aforementioned blog, but a random video by Definitely Bald Oranges, Josh Scorcher's response to Lily Orchard, yes, the Josh Scorcher who went on to date Incros after he and Lily groomed her as a minor, Lizzie's testimony, a copy of Courtney's testimony, notably the copy behind a paywall, put up by someone who was outed as having sexually harassed Courtney as opposed to, you know, one of the openly mirrored copies, and a single post by Tumblr user...
Dude, okay. This is cancerous, man. I know these people want to think of themselves as intellectuals, okay? I mean, they think of themselves as intellectuals and they think that that is what a woman looks like. Kind of insane. Anyway, it's fucking crazy to me that they want to turn YouTube videos into some sort of fucking academic pursuit and you've got to put all these sources and stuff like that in there. It's so fucking ridiculous. Who cares? Who cares, Ninja? It's a fucking YouTube video. Bro, it's so stupid. Don't forget to put your sources in there, please. As if anyone gives two fucks about that. God, Vengelina should have just told him to get fucked. Oh, dude, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. You don't fucking give in to these people. You tell them to get fucked. I guess we'll see in the email section what went on there, but Jesus Christ.
User opinionated user, none of which contain the screenshots I've shown you, by the way. What I don't think Skov realizes is that by including this...
She said she was going to link it, though. Yeah. I say shit all the time and don't do it. That's just the way it goes. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Maybe they shouldn't have said that in the video, but it's just crazy. And I'm telling you, the only reason this person is making this video is because of the H-Bomber guy shit. Okay? That's it. And they know they can get a quick well, they thought they could get a quick bit of fucking attention shitting on that and getting some positive attention over it. I feel a bit called out. Why? Why do you feel called out? I'm not, listen, if you do it, that's fine. That's your discretion. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying people moaning at others for not doing it is gay. Skov's fixation at Illuminati always was super weird to me, and now I understand why. Because it's fucking algorithm shit. I knew something felt strange when I watched the video, but it had been a long while since I watched your full video, so I didn't think much of it. Also, transmisia has just been so bad lately, I feel. I watch a lot of true crime, and I feel, and I see some of the most disgusting things in the comment section, especially TikTok. People absolutely need to make sure they do not support transphobia from their community. I do! I'm a transphobe. I love transphobia. I fucking love it, okay? These people are so pathetic, man. Oh, someone had a bad take about trans and it upset me. Just stop, get off the internet then. I don't care anymore. I'm sick of it, okay? If you're that fucking weak, fuck off. Simple.
This list almost a week after her video had been published, after it had already amassed 50,000 views, she was tacitly admitting that she had plagiarized many of these people. All of these sources should have been there on day one. And even then, that's not enough. She still needs to give some sort of signal when she's referencing them, either verbally or visually, like our numerical referencing. Because it is downright shocking to see the similarities between Skov's actions here and Illuminati, aka Blair, as called out in H-Bomber Guy's plagiarism video last year.
What did I tell you? What did I fucking tell you? I'm telling you, it's all about H-Bomber Guy.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Dude, what did I fucking tell you? What have I been saying this whole time? This is exactly what it is.
Blair knows people might notice this, so she's come up with a defense mechanism. The video has a link in the description.
I liked H-Bomber Guy better when he was saying the N-word hard R. Honestly, I thought that was pretty based.
To a list of sources, where stuff she quoted or showed in the video gets linked. This is normal, lots of people do this, although usually they cite them when they use them in the actual video, but still. It's an unlabeled collection of links that's difficult to sort through, but if you keep digging, eventually you find a link to Brian Deer's YouTube upload of the documentary. So now if anyone criticizes the fact she ripped it off, she can say, no, I was using a source, I cited it, check, it's in my list. Somewhere, and she uses this flimsy excuse to basically steal anything she wants. Blair frequently plagiarizes people, never mentions they exist in the video or cites them anywhere, but she puts a link in a list no one will read. So that makes it okay.
They're all obsessed with hunting for plagiarism now. Yeah, 100%. It's you know, it's an incentive, isn't it? You know, if you can be the person to find the new plagiarizer, you'll get a tick in the box from all the soy freaks, won't you? You know, you'll be posted onto the subreddit and be celebrated.
Hey, right?
At least Illuminati had the decency to source her victims from day one. Skov only does so after she's been called out, and even then, she deliberately left me out of her updated description in spite of the fact that I can show substantial evidence of just how much she had plagiarized us during the specific 30-minute segment. It's because of this that I predict that, with the publishing of this video, Skov and her followers are probably going to try and argue that her source list was there from day one, and that all the screenshots and all the information stolen from us actually came from these other people, banking on an audience just trusting her. You know, exactly what Lily Orchard did when she lied about ID verification on YouTube. However, there is one more aspect to all this I'd like to discuss. Evidence that very strongly spells out to me personally that this was not an accident or genuine mistake, and that's Skov's response to my attempts to reach out to her. As already noted, I was livid when I realized just how bad the plagiarism was, needing to calm down before I could do anything else. So once I had, I decided to try and reach out to Vengelina Skov for a number of reasons. One, I was hoping that there might be something I just missed, I'm not sure what, but something, anything, that might have explained things other than this person ripped off years of my work. It was also possible that Skov didn't write or research her own content, merely presenting it, meaning it might not be her who was responsible for the plagiarism. I didn't want to attack her as a person until I had a better idea of whether this was deliberate on her part or not. Third, I just wanted to give people a chance to own up to it, to pay the compensation I felt I was owed for the damages at this point before moving on. So here's what I wrote. Quote, "Hi, I'm reaching out to you because I've learned that your channel has plagiarized several of my videos. Your channel's video, Lily Orchard, YouTube's biggest creep, Lily Pete, contains several screenshots which are identical to the ones from..."
Dude, this is literally the fucking nerd emoji, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? No, it's gone down a bit. No, keep going up, keep going up. This is 100% the nerd emoji. Thank you for your time. Ethel Thurston, founder of Essence of Thought. I've seen that you have got some screenshots in your video that were taken from my video. Oh my God. A violation of copyright law. How would that work? How could you claim copyright on a screenshot of a tweet or of a Tumblr post? I don't think that works like that, does it? I wouldn't know. Obviously, that's fucking quite intricate knowledge to, you know, to fucking figure that out, I guess. Like, you'd have to know about copyright law to a high degree to figure that one out. But I just don't think you could copyright something like that. That just sounds crazy to me. Wait, hang on a sec. Look, since you, your writers, or your researchers did not do so, we feel we're entitled to 30% of the video's monetary value as compensation. This includes AdSense, Patreon earnings for the month of February, and sponsorship earnings from HelloFresh. This is a fucking shakedown. That's crazy. Pay up, bitch.
From my videos,
pay up, sissy.
Several of my phrases almost word for word, and the presenter references a source of our victim testimony who has not shared their story anywhere else. Plagiarism is not only morally wrong, but also a violation of copyright law, so I expect this to be corrected. Essence of Thought has always intended for our resources to be freely used by others, so usually...
Yes, Peter, leftist landlord. Yeah. Fucking true. Where's the rent? I'm a leftist landlord. Where's my fucking rent for my intellectual property that you stole that isn't even really yours? Bro, this is crazy. How is this person claiming to be a lefty when they're fucking making a big stink over intellectual property over screenshots of a fucking tweet and Tumblr shit? And they want 30% because... Dude, that's fucking nuts.
It would only require you to link our channel in the video description, credit us for the screenshots, and have the presenter cite us whenever one of our ideas or pieces of evidence is used in the video. Since you, your writers, or your researchers did not do so, we feel we are entitled to 30% of...
I tell you what, here's a fair deal, okay? Here's a fair deal. Vengelina owes 30% of the video's monetary value as compensation, including AdSense, Patreon earnings, and the sponsorship. And Essence of Thought owes Vengelina 30% of their earnings over the entire time that they've been a woman, okay? Because you have fucking plagiarized womanhood from Vengelina, all right? There we go. Fair trade. How about that? There we go. I call that a fair trade.
The video's monetary value as compensation, based on the fact that 30 minutes of a 38-minute video are clearly plagiarized. That includes AdSense, Patreon earnings for the month of February, and sponsorship earnings from HelloFresh. These actions are to be taken along with issuing a correction/apology to all social media.
And you also need to offer an apology. Wait, why is no one calling Essence of Thought out for being a fucking absolute freak demanding money from this person? Fucking skin thief. Yeah, exactly. Well, that'll be Lily Orchard. You need to pay Lily Orchard for her own words.
As well as including an explanation of the issue at the top of the video description, run by...
Dude, I don't care if these freaks cancel me over this, okay? Essence of Thought, you're a weird-looking freak. Correct. Not because you're trans, to be clear. I love trans. You just look kind of weird, okay? That's not even gendered or transphobic, right? And you misrepresent yourself in your little image. You look totally different with your little cartoon to how you actually look, okay? Fix that. Otherwise, I'm going to take you to the Trade Descriptions Act, okay? From false advertising. Dude, I literally don't care. Who fucking cares? These people are fucking retarded.
First, explaining the error. Thank you for your time, Ethel Thurston, founder of Essence of Thought. End quote. That was sent on Tuesday the 20th of February, 2024. There are a couple of corrections I'd like to make regarding this letter, the first being about the 30-minute estimate. Again, going back, I trimmed out the 1 minute of filler, making it 12 minutes as opposed to 13. That said, Scout also spends 1 minute on her intro and 2 on her outro, which aren't really content, meaning it's 12 minutes out of 34 minutes as opposed to 13 minutes out of 38 minutes. So accounting for that, the plagiarized material is still about a third of the research portion of the video, which I would argue is very much the portion being monetized. No offense to Scout, but people aren't turning up for her intro and outro. The second correction relates to the...
I mean, that is just obviously wrong as well. The reason that people watch Vengelina is probably because they like the way she talks about stuff and puts stuff together. How many views does that video have too? I can't be able to look it up. Too much effort. My batteries are drained as it is. The correct response to this is to say, get fucked. Fuck off, loser. Also, it's totally reasonable. If someone is coming to you with monetary demands in an email, it is reasonable that you want to get your lawyers involved. Absolutely. You're making fucking monetary demands of someone. Yeah, of course you're going to get your lawyer involved. Like, you're trying to fucking pull a fast one here.
The sentence, the presenter copies several of my phrases almost word for word, which is a bit strong. Again, when I wrote this, I was coming down from an anxiety spike, passing stuff between myself and Levi.
Wait, what?
Correction relates to the sentence Scow, but people aren't turning up for her intro and outro. The second correction relates to the sentence, the presenter copies several of my phrases almost word for word, which is a bit strong. Again, when I wrote this, I was coming down from an anxiety spike, passing stuff between myself and Levi.
Oh, I'm trying to write this email. We're on this terrible anxiety spike. Oh, you said my word for word. Oh, anxiety. Such cope. You were fucking heated and you overstated your case. That's what happened. Fucking anxiety spike. Give me a fucking break with this shit, will you? Fucking anxiety spike. Get lost. What is this you're linking me?
Hi, I'm Scootish.
I'm Frogan.
And today we're gonna play Sonic Roll by Kess.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Frogan about to get fucking wrecked over the Sonic fucking thing. Oh well.
I've shown you the evidence regarding the comment about Lily sending herself anonymous questions and the concluding narrative of Stockholm.
Oh shit. KX with a $50 super chat. Holy fuck. That is super generous of you. Thank you for all the content. It's been anything distracting me from ruminating 24/7 while going through dialysis the past 2 months. You the real MVP. Well, thank you for the $50. That's super generous of you. I don't know why the super chat isn't popping up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope you're feeling better soon. Very much appreciate that. Dude, what is this anxiety spike bullshit? Like, can these people go 5 minutes without using their mental illness as an excuse for something? Right? Yeah. As someone with mental health, this BS of people using their mental health as an excuse for being a dumbass is so maddening. Yeah, exactly. It's literally just, I was angry. I overstated what my case was. There we go.
That's what this was referenced to. But I do admit, word for word is too strong of a characterization. Yes, I just need to make that absolutely clear, keeping in mind that this is the first and thus far only time I share these emails publicly, hence the immediate need to add this addendum. That said, I'm still pretty happy with this in general. I felt it's a good balance between being open to having the situation explained to me, yet also firm in that I'm not going to be pushed around. I think 30% of the video's monetary value is a fair asking price, considering the extent and nature of the plagiarism,
What?
whilst also noting that, had I been properly cited in the video, I wouldn't have taken such an issue.
Is this person, like, serious? They think it's reasonable to ask for 30% of the income from AdSense, sponsorship, Patreon earnings. Patreon earnings, that's an ongoing thing. Dude, this is fucking nuts. Are they desperate for money? Is that the problem? They're just desperate for cash because their videos aren't that popular anymore. Oh, essence of thought. No one cares about your shitty videos. It's fine to hear a real story about something that happened and rewrite it in your own words and we're going insane. No, this is because of the H-Bomber Guy video. People have watched the H-Bomber Guy video and now they want to be little plagiarism experts. In this particular case, I think that, you know, your little particular brand of shitty trans bludgeoning bullshit is not of interest anymore. So, yeah, I mean, look at these views, man. This is diabolical. So I'm presuming they're probably a little bit short on cash. Uh-oh. How's the Patreon doing? Ooh! Oof. Ooh! Oh, that's rough. That is rough. £335.40 a month. Ooh. Not good. Not good. I'll translate it to proper money for you too, okay? So that's $425.90 a month. We're catching up, true. We are catching up. That's rough, man. That is rough. Yeah, do you know? Listen. I am 99% sure the reason they're asking for money is because they're short on cash. I think it's a quick little way to get some cash in the coffers. That's what it comes across like to me. Like, why would you do that? Why would you ask for money? That's such a crazy thing to do to me. You know, considering that, do you really even have a claim to that much money? Like, even if it was true that they said similar things to you and used your screenshots, you really think that entitles you to 30% of the income of the video? Fucking crazy. What is this fucking yee-ass haircut about, eh?
I also hope that me approaching them might cause Scow or anyone working behind the screen to reevaluate how they do things. The cynic in me, however, went ahead and archived a copy of her video on Internet Archive, not for the video itself, but for the description, just in case she tried to sneak the references in to pretend like they were always there. And wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what she did. About midway through the 21st, I checked back in to find the updated description, sourcing various people, minus myself. This to me was an immediate red flag. That she knew to source these people the moment I questioned her suggests very strongly that whoever is running things is fully cognizant of what they are doing. That's to say, Scow or Scow's team know.
Also, this person said their damages as if there's any possibility they could reasonably prove some material loss due to the woman's video existing. Well, yeah, I do not think that this person's video would even be looked at by like IP or copyright. I don't think that they've got a claim to copyright even because of how abstract the material that they've taken is. And I don't think you can demonstrate that, you know, Essence of Thought's video, which came out however long ago, has been impacted by this at all. You know, we're talking like, what, a year ago this shit was coming out. I mean, how on earth are you possibly going to try and claim that your video would have been watched less because of this?
So before we can...
Oh, look, they used to get good views. Tragic. 1st of October, yeah, over a year ago. What? It's over a year old. How on earth can you claim any damages as if, like, this video existing takes views away from yours? If anything, its existence, you know, may lead to people watching it. And that, you know, sure, Vengelina should have put an, you know, their name in there, okay? Sure. Not a problem. But other than that, they've got no claim to anything, I don't think.
They're plagiarizing. They're just relying on nobody being willing to take on a channel of her size.
Yeah, Goose, you were
I say
saying.
that because this screen's preparing to go on
The avatar's wishful
I
thinking.
imagine that, when this video goes out, Scow and her supporters will pretend like the description always included these new sources, or that she forgot to include them, something she could have said in response to my initial email. If you think there's a simple explanation, it's natural to try and share that explanation. Yet she can't really do that now, since it ignores the fact that she still hasn't referenced me for the work she stole from our channel. To me personally, these are not the actions of an honest person owning up to a mistake or a flaw in the system. These are the actions of a dishonest person.
So this is what they want as well. They want the self-flagellation, don't they? They want the apology. God, Vengelina seems like kind of a bit soy, okay? And I worry that they're not going to defend strongly. And I think that's the only response to people like this, is do a video completely eviscerating them, destroying them from every angle, and calling them all sorts of shit that you possibly can. That's got to be the response here, right? But they're probably not going to do that because they're worried about that. But you've got to just tell these people what the fucking deal is and tell them to get fucked.
Trying to get away with plagiarism. That said, I'm always told to give people the benefit of the doubt, to give them more chances to fix their mistakes, so I reached out again, this time stating that, quote, "Hi, I'm aware that you have updated your video description since my email to include everyone you plagiarized, excluding me, in spite of the fact that I can prove you ripped 12 minutes of your video from my series, including through the clever application of data triangulation. I am, suffice to say, disappointed with your course of action and would like to give you one final chance to make amends before I go public with everything. Ethel Thurston, founder of Essence of Thought." End quote. This was sent on Wednesday, the 21st of February 2024. I would finally receive a response on Thursday the 22nd.
That's blackmail. This is black that you are blackmailing this person. You're asking for money, okay, and then you're saying you can make amends before I go public. You are blackmailing them, right? I'm not overusing that word, am I? The action of demanding payment or another benefit from someone in return for not revealing compromising or damaging information about them. That's blackmail. Maybe not in terms of like a legal sense necessarily, but you know, certainly in the spirit, like a layman's terms.
Stating, quote, "Thank you for following up. All further correspondence can be sent to our lawyer." End quote. She then gave me the email address of a lawyer in Canada. Now, I'm not going to lie, this threw me for a bit, as Skov either lives in Dublin or Macedonia, at least according to her Twitter and WikiTube profile. Then, my wife Adita, who is also a lawyer, pointed out the custom email Skov uses, at Solaro MGMT, with Solaro Management being a Canadian-based media management company. Now, I'm not particularly worried about this, since I've seen how lawyers typically operate in these sorts of situations, though to be clear, I'm not a legal professional myself. But, as I said...
Yeah, you're demanding money from someone, okay, right? And then you're saying, pay me, and then I won't go public, in as many words. And so, of course, they're saying, well, speak to my lawyer then. I'm not fucking dealing with this. Like, why wouldn't you be like, if you got the ability, if you're managed by an agency, yeah, they probably told them to do that because this person sounds like a total freak. Literally the gay mafia. Me,
seen
man.
it, as a human rights activist who has made some pretty fragile enemies over the years, the whole talk to my lawyer is only something you really say in person. When it comes to writing, you go to your lawyer and have them respond for you. The fact that they haven't done so suggests to me that they likely haven't taken the case to said lawyer, at least not yet, and are hoping that the mere mention of a lawyer will scare me into self-censoring. And yes, I do consider that to be threatening behaviour.
You approached them and said, give me 30% of your earnings and apologise. And then when they didn't do that, you said, make amends or else I'm going to go public. Well, this person is like fucking insane. They're acting like they're not the ones that are being totally unreasonable in this situation.
Skov in the hopes that she would be open to talking to me as a human being, hopefully explaining what happened, and, if no good explanation could be given for her actions...
You asked for fucking money, you stupid... Redacted. You demanded money from them in the first email you sent. This person's insane.
Apologising before going on to make amends. I think it's a very human reaction to want to explain ourselves when we're made aware of the fact that we're hurting other people, even if we weren't previously aware that we were doing so, and that's what I was hoping for. So for Scout to jump straight to telling me to contact her lawyer reads to me like someone going, "Oh, you want to have a go then?" Just on a legal level.
Yes! Is this person totally delusional? I think they don't see the aggression of that action. I think they're a bit blind how aggressive they're being, okay? But you demanding money from someone, and when they don't acquiesce, saying, make amends or else I go public, is very threatening behavior. How can you not possibly see that you're the one that's being threatening? So they're responding in kind, in a defensive fashion. Speak to the legal team. I'm trans and I usually get my way. Okay.
Effectively pressuring me to stop pursuing the matter. Another thing I find really interesting about this entire situation is that Scout literally published a video last month about how Illuminati is gearing up to sue various people who have come forward and shared their horrible experiences of how she abused and exploited them, including via plagiarism. Yet here Scout is...
How is that comparable? You are making a threat to them, so they're defensively invoking their lawyer. They're not threatening to sue you. They're just saying, that needs to go for my legal team because you're demanding fucking money out of me.
refusing to even try and engage in civil conversation after she was caught plagiarizing.
Civil conversation! Well, Nicholas, in this case, I don't know, she's kind of winning, I guess. Why'd you hate her, though?
So when she says shit like this...
I don't know how you make such a blatant lie and just expect everybody to take that at face value, but this seems to be a thing that controversial creators do. I don't get it. I'm never going to get it. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't believe her. She is exactly the same as a lot of the people she criticizes. She is just another Illuminati. And if you're a fan of hers, especially if you're someone giving to her Patreon, I have to ask, do you like being played for a sucker? Because that's what she's doing.
Jesus Christ! And then not only that, they're also trying to get them to get their fucking Patreons to stop supporting them. This person is fucking sick in the head. Oh God, it just sickens me. It's so grotesque.
She not only ripped myself, Levi, and our patrons off by plagiarizing our work, but she's also ripped you off in presenting other people's work, lazily blended, as her own. And it's not just her viewers and patrons, it's also her corporate sponsors. These people pay, either with their money or time, as with the case with ads, to see or appear in original content. They do not pay...
What? Do they? Really? I think advertisers only care about one thing. How many fucking viewers are watching the video, and then how many people are fucking clicking through to their ad or whatever. Whereas, oh no, the advertisers are very precious about original content. No, they just want the fucking viewership. They don't fucking care.
Pay to see or appear in plagiarized crap. So yeah, that's the situation so far, minus one very shocking update.
Yes, yeah. N-Bomber Guy ruined YouTube. Yeah, exactly. You know, this is the whole thing, isn't it? This is H-Bomber Guy effect. Trying to dig out plagiarism everywhere.
But I'll save that for a standalone piece. If you see my post, you know what it is. But returning to the reply, that's why I've now gone ahead and published this video, hopefully exposing Vengelina Skov and Solaro Management for what they are, at least in light of the evidence I have available to me. But again, do check and double check the evidence for yourself. Maybe you'll notice something I missed and I'll be forced to swallow humble pie. But that's going to have to be some pretty amazing evidence at this point. Something else I want to comment on, but couldn't figure out where to slot it, is the transmisia in Scout's comment section.
Yo!
When I sent her the email, I stopped by, leaving her a standalone comment and a reply to her pinned post, letting her know about the email. And when I returned to see if the comment was still up, I was shocked by just how much anti-trans rhetoric there was in the comment section.
Yes!
So I went through, collecting a bunch of these comments, up to 20
well done!
of them, before just giving up.
Well done to those base commenters. Well done. The only thing I'd say is you probably didn't go hard enough. That's it. Congratulations. You said some base things, I'm sure.
I couldn't continue because of how depressing it was as a trans person. Here is the wall of bigotry I created. Note that I included my own comment.
Oh my God, we got to read through these. Oh, let's go. Poor Lily. They are very clearly mentally disturbed. A statement that this person is trans would have been helpful. Hearing she and her and then a man's voice is off-putting and confusing. Oh my god. Hearing you say she and her juxtaposed as very clearly male voice is just straight up bizarre. Oh, sorry. A fact's transphobic now. Like, look, I am very woke on trans issues, okay? But can we at least accept that if you are going by she, her pronouns, and you sound like this? Yeah, my name's Barbara. My name's Barbara and you plagiarised my video. Like, obviously people are going to be like, what? It's like a fucking... Oh, it's like a head fuck, isn't it? What do you want people to do? They can't help that. That's just the way people are wired. My name's Big Barbara. I'm a trans woman. And you stole my video, you fucking piece of shit. I'm going to kick the shit out of you. I'm a woman, by the way.
Money off depressed people.
Nick isn't a member. He is a fake friend.
Thank you, Clue, for the 333. True, Nicholas. Well, Nicholas, no, Nicholas, give you those super chats. Come on, don't be rude about that. Come on. My name's Ethel. My name's Ethel. My name's Ethel, and I want my 30%. Oh, dude, I can't bear it anymore. The party demanded that you ignored the evidence of your eyes and ears. This was their final, most important command, okay? We're in 1984 now. A dude in a wig. I can't read this. The wall of bigotry.
To show just how many of these comments were posted in the 3 days after my own post. So let's start with a general point. If you cannot create a community in which marginalized people are largely safe, you have absolutely no business doing so. As a creator, it is...
Sorry, what? Shut the fuck up, you weird little freak. What fucking business have you got dictating to others what sort of community they build? If you want to build a little safe space of your own accord full of whatever you want to fill that with, that's fine. Don't try and fucking dictate to others what they do and don't do. Wow, what an insane concept, man.
It is 100% your responsibility to moderate your space, and I say that as someone whose videos on Lily Orchard have garnered more than 1 million views collectively. Go through the comment section on my videos, you will not find a single transmisic or ableist remark, or indeed any form of bigotry. I mention ableism specifically since it's very often connected to transmisia, as seen in the comment stating that Lily is an autistic dude. When you dead name and misgender someone, the commentary. I mention ableism specifically since it's very often connected to transmisia, as seen in the comment stating that Lily is an autistic dude.
Where's the lie?
When you dead name and misgender someone, even a terrible person, I can guarantee that they absolutely do not care, but that other trans people checking out the comments will be affected. Being more specific to Scal's video, however,
transmisia is an effort to replace the term transphobia, because phobia means fear of something, right? And it's not that you're scared, whereas transmisia means hatred. So that's why they say transmisia, because it's more accurate. No! My Shiba Inu's dropping! No, go back up! It's gone, my account balance has gone another 500. Fuck!
Blade and Courtney, that's Lily's sister, are trans. That's at least 2 of the victims referenced in Scal's video who would not be safe scrolling through the comment section of her video. If you cannot guarantee that the people you are referencing will be safe in the space immediately surrounding your video, you have no business referencing them. That's exploitation. You're taking from them
wonderful.
without even
But how
sure.
do I make
Don't care,
money
good.
off depressed people?
I like exploiting people for
Off-screen,
money.
Can you check if this frick show has a Kiwi Farms page? I have some reading to do later if they do.
I think they do, yeah. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Thank you very much for the 333.
Ensuring that they be safe in your community. That is just a horrific state of affairs. Though I wish I could say I was shocked. So that's the case, meaning all that's left to talk about is the impact the entire thing has had on me, whilst also explaining why I've been the last...
Outfit change, but like a celebrity changing their outfit in the midst of the video. Very interesting. Bit of a diva move. Yeah, exactly. If you don't fucking like it, just don't read it. Like, you cannot control a YouTube comments section to that degree. It's going to be an absolute shit fight, right? I don't even read my own comment section because it's full of retards that annoy me. right? I mean, most of you are cool, right? But sometimes it's idiots. And you can't even engage with them. You can't even talk to them. They'll leave a comment and fuck off. You know, if you could speak to them, it might be worth it because you could have a conversation about your disagreements. But like, it's just not, it's a waste of time.
Month and a half. Because as much as I joke and try to laugh things off, this really couldn't have come at a worse time for me. For those on my channel, you probably noticed that I haven't uploaded a single video since December 2023.
Lazy.
Now, the reason for this,
Lazy.
to begin with, is because I was burnt out from just how personally traumatic my last video was.
Maybe YouTube isn't for you then. Are you sure it's not the complete and abject failure of your shitty channel? Is that not the thing that's causing you grief? Oh yeah, Graham Linehan. Old Graham Linehan was too... Dude, Graham Linehan won without even doing anything. That's insane. Graham Linehan just ignored this retard. They won. Graham Linehan owns you. Essence of thoughts.
And like, okay, we get it. I took a couple of weeks off after producing a 3-hour, fully referenced, fully subtitled video. That's not that unusual. However, just as I was getting ready to get back into recording, one of my old NHS fillings failed, opening things up to a rather severe infection, leading me to require some emergency dentistry before the problem
What video?
I was
3
in and out
hours?
of the dentist over a period of about a month, just trying to get rid of the infection, as it was shockingly bad. And then, just as I was waiting to have the final root canal session before being capped, I had an accident which broke my foot. Note that I will be showing you one of the slides from my CT scan in a bit, so if you don't want to see it, look away. I'll let you know when it's safe to look back. Just give you a couple of seconds. I have a comminuted fracture at the base of the first metatarsal on my right foot. That's the socket joint shown here. Now, the
I wonder if... Where does it show the sex of this individual, I wonder?
first doctor I saw said that I'm going to need midfoot fusion surgery as soon as possible. However, I got a second opinion today, along with a third and fourth for free, and they reached a different conclusion. They're putting me on an observation period whilst doing some physiotherapy, and if there's no pain when the bone heals, I don't need the surgery. But I didn't find out about this until today. I was fully expecting to go into surgery when I originally recorded this video, hence I've now patched in this update. But the fact remains, at the time Vengelina Skov plagiarized me, I was getting ready to have surgery, meaning she added to said stress. It's safe to look back now. All of it.
How on earth are you going to sit here and argue that someone plagiarizing your over-year-old video caused you extra stress because you're having surgery? I couldn't even fucking imagine that. Someone digs up one of your old videos and takes some screenshots from it and uses it. It's fucking insane. How is anyone on this idiot's side? This is crazy. It's obviously a fucking shakedown.
This has been a problem for my work since all of my various appointments, first for my teeth, then for my foot, have been in the middle of the day. Delhi is a megacity and is as noisy as fuck. I usually can't record during the day at the best of times,
Delhi.
But to make things even worse, there are 2 apartments across the street which are being demolished, one after the other.
Oh, they live in India. What? What the fuck? I think their partner's Indian or something, aren't they? I mean, this is just like, who cares? This is totally fucking irrelevant. Like, everyone's got their challenges of, like, making their content or whatever. Like, this is just excuses to justify the fucking insane action that you're taking. Oh, colonizer. Oh, yo, colonizer much in India? What the fuck's that about? You ought to be careful in India. I was just reading that story about that woman that got gang raped. Although, to be honest, they probably don't have much to worry about on that front, to be fair. So
I have to wait till midnight in order to get clean audio, meaning I have to flip my sleep cycle, meaning I can't really do that when I have so many appointments. It's not that I don't want to work. I have written 6 whole scripts, 8 if we include this one and the follow-up that will be coming out, all backdated so far as the patrons called out towards the end, just waiting until I can record. This is something I didn't think to include in my original script, only hastily doing so now. If you can't tell, I couldn't record the entire video last night, hence the change in shirt. I woke up in the middle of the night and spent 4 hours trying to get the video done, about a third longer than I usually would for the number of pages being recorded. By the point I made it to the final chapter, my speech was starting to slur. I really don't think I realised just how exhausted everything the last couple of months has actually made me, so I just wanted to note that here as an additional thing that's making it difficult to work. Yeah.
I got all these problems, and somehow it's this person's fault because they took some screenshots from a video of mine from a year ago. Make it make sense. Like, what the fuck are they on about? This is totally irrelevant. Yap. This is all... I think they're being exceptionally dishonest here. I think the truth of it is they recognise that, you know, their channel's flailing. You know, even if you look back at their old videos, it's very clear that their videos are not getting much of a bite anymore. Their Patreon is, like, exceptionally limited. You know, this is all just sympathy to try and bolster their fucking Patreon and shit. It seems pretty obvious to me. You know, videos are getting 2.2k views, 6.2k views, 4.6... And this is after months as well. Like, AdSense on this is going to be fucking diabolical. You're making $420 a month on Patreon. No sponsors from the look of it. I think it's time to get a job, to be honest. I think it's time to get out there in India and get a job at one of those, I don't know, one of those stands where they make that bread or something. Get down there. Get fucking to work.
Yet, all this isn't even the half of it, but you see, our household has been in the red since September of 2023. Adidas Field has been left in ruin by new restrictions placed on the UN by the Indian government, and I lost a number of patrons. Though, just a quick side note, I'm not angry or anything about the patrons. Please don't feel bad if you are one of them. The unifying narrative is that people's finances have been hit hard by the shit show that is literally everything happening right now. Point is, things have reached a point where, after paying for rent and utilities on a one-bedroom apartment, I've had to go to my dad and ask for £100 a month just to put food on the table.
Get a job, loser! Get a fucking job. If content creation isn't paying you enough, get out there and get a job. Oh my god, this explains why they're asking for money. It's so... I know I said it earlier, but this is just proof. They're short on money. That's why they're asking for 30%, because they need the money. And they're trying to wrap it up like a reasonable complaint to their audience.
Which I understand is a privilege in that I can do that, but it is still nerve-wracking to go from being an independent adult to someone relying on their parents' financial support. This is not a place I want to be in, and yes, it's something that keeps me up at night, staring at the ceiling as I beat myself up for not gaining enough ground. Now, if you're one of my subscribers, you might be wondering why I haven't said anything, why I haven't mentioned how dire things are, as I've done in the past. Well, mostly it's because I'd already begun my big series about the events in 2019, a series that, whilst essential for my mental health, put me in a situation where I felt like I couldn't push my Patreon more than usual, because my abusers love to assert that I'm only talking about the violence they inflicted upon me for financial gain.
What?
I had thought about putting the series off for a bit, as the first
Eh? Abusers? Where?
video wasn't ready to go out until mid-September, but I begun working on the series afresh as early as April, which can be seen in how I asked for support to get my camcorder fixed.
Deleted my post asking for money since we made it to the necessary amount. Oh, they're a fucking e-beggar as well. Thanks everyone who chipped in. We'll send the camcorder off for repair in the coming days. Oh man, this is fucking tragic. This is fucking tragic, isn't it? It's so transparent what's going on here. They need cash. They think they can get a quick buck, putting some pressure on this Vengelina person. And then they're trying to act like it's reasonable within the realm of what they're talking about, when it clearly isn't to any reasonable person looking at this.
Fixed, something I felt was needed to help humanize me to the people who'd been taught that I was subhuman. I had originally planned for a July release and was feeling pretty excited towards the end of June, yet that got pushed back to August and then September. By this point, it felt like it was slipping between my fingers again. So I decided I could not put it off any longer. I needed to get all the evidence out there for people to see. So I went ahead with the series, feeling as if I had to keep everything quiet for now. I hoped to have the videos done by November, yet that clearly fell through. This is why
It's over. Learn to make some tikka masala. Oh, I did, like, look, it sucks. It must suck when you've, you know, got a successful, I mean, somewhat successful. You make a content, you make money, but you've got to bow out gracefully. This is just pathetic. all clearly a grab for attention. I mean, this video's got now 23,000 views. And this fucking overwrought shit at the end, which is probably to try and solicit Patreon money. And you're trying to fucking finesse Vengelina for 30% of the video. It's also fucking transparent. But they're trying to act in a way where it's like, this is not to do with that. But it clearly is. That's why you're asking for 30%.
I was so desperate to get the 5th and final video done so that I could wait a couple of weeks and then let you know about the financial situation. So for my teeth and foot to put me out of action was downright torturous. Though, as you can tell, I no longer give a shit. A big reason as to why I no longer give a shit is that I found out that someone with 100,000 subscribers has just plagiarized one of the hardest
Chud,
series
can we
I've
get
ever
a
produced,
blackface stream
mincing it up
soon?
and presenting said
Blackface stream, maybe. Dude, this is complete bullshit. Why would you care about getting plagiarized by someone from a video from over a year ago? It's such bullshit, man. You just wouldn't care. You only care because you want to make some money out of this situation. That's it.
sick mockery as their own original work. Someone who is not only making bank on the ad revenue and Patreon, but also merchandise and brand sponsorships. It's more than a little soul crushing, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, the more I think about it, how I was ripped off, how Glade was dehumanized, and just what a lazy ass job Scout did with all that she stole, the angrier I get. And that's before we even consider
Bitter.
how I gave Scout
Bitter loser. They probably get fucking bitter looking at their womanhood too. I can guarantee it.
multiple chances to fix things, yet she decided to try and pull a fast and sneaky one before playing the lawyer card, clearly hoping that I'd disappear. Well, I'm not. I'm here, and I'm ready to be heard. Drawing inspiration from Tay Pratchett's Going Postal for a second, Scow, if you're watching this, I'd like you to hear what I have to say to you personally.
Uh-oh.
You may not have thought to, but in 100 small ways, you have snatched the bread from my starving mouth, pilfering our work to create a monstrosity.
What? How is this a thing? How have they taken bread out of your starving mouth? They're acting like someone that's watching the fucking Vengelina video is like someone who's then not watching their video. This is schizophrenic. What are they on about? Stealing bread from my mouth. Shit content creator coping. True.
Something that is antithetical to everything we are building towards at Essence of Thought. Yet, even worse than that, when I reached out to you about the harm your actions were doing to try and reach an accord, you spurned me. You pretended to ignore my cries whilst editing the description of your video, acting like you were an honourable person. When I did not give up, you threatened me. So, I have to ask you, Vengelina Skov, how does it feel to be faced by one of the people you have exploited for your own ill-gotten gain? Do you feel pride in what you have done? Achievement?
God, they're going for this grandiose energy, but it just comes across as so pathetic, doesn't it? Get a fucking naan bread down here, come on.
Or do you just feel powerful, like you owed everything you steal? We are beyond making amends at this point. I gave you that chance twice. I will make sure your reputation burns upon fires fueled by your own history. Because if there's one thing I've learned about plagiarists, it's that they're never satisfied with doing it once.
Oh my god, and now they're going to do this campaign to take them down. I'm going to die now because you stole my screenshots. Are you happy? So they're going to go digging for more. It's so fucking obvious. They're short on cash, right? This is a new thing that they can fucking go to, and they can just make a bunch of videos shitting on this person to try and destroy them. And this is going to be their ticket to fucking being relevant and making money again.
That all it takes is for one person to stand up, to go, hang on a second, and the next thing you know, you have a chain reaction of fellow victims doing the same. I hope you enjoyed your series on Illuminati's downfall, because that is where you are headed.
Oh no.
I hope it was worth it. As for the rest are headed. I hope it was worth it. As for the rest of you, what do you think? How do you feel about the evidence provided?
I think you're a retard.
What are your thoughts about the way I approached Scout in my emails? What do you think about the way she responded? Did you notice?
What do you think about the way I approached? That sounds like she's a little bit uncertain about it and she wants validation for going for the money. But like, I don't see how any reasonable person could agree that this person is entitled to 30%. And on top of that as well, aren't you supposed to be some sort of fucking lefty? Like, what ground do you have to go to people to demand money for stealing your intellectual property?
Something I missed? If so, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And if you appreciate what we do here and want to help out, please consider becoming one of our wonderful patrons who make our work possible. On that note, we'd just like to thank the following people: Matthew Kovac, Hannah Banghart, Gerrit Van Voorst, Marble Wings, Sosh Daniels, Flynn, and Higgins the Seagull. And for myself, Adita, and Levi, take care now.
Oh no, that was a short list, wasn't it? That's kind of a short list of patrons. Oh dear. Get on the fucking job centre, you lazy fucking idiot. God, this is fucking insane, man. I hope Vengelina doesn't cuck out and just lets full force of their community unleash on this person. You know, you don't like, look, I get, you know, they probably don't want to be transphobic or something, right? But what you need to do is go, look, the idea that you can copyright screenshots is ridiculous. It's absurd. You know, look how this person came to me. They tried to get money out of me and they threatened that they're going to go public if I didn't give them money. Like, they're insane, they're crazy, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're trying to claim that, you know, just fucking destroy them. Annihilate this fucking loser. You know, and also, especially considering it seems like they're going to want to come for you. Looks like they're out for the attack for you. Do what? Lord Shooter is just putting out banger after banger. Look at these are getting out of hand, man. Come on, what is this? Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. What's my take? The essence of thought is a desperate retard whose channel has failed, and they see, you know, they see this as a way of pulling themselves out of their own financial pit of despair. It's pathetic.